For the city of democracy, human rights and peace. The origin of democracy of Korea. Gwangju. Growing up as the cultural hub of the 21st century of Asia, the city of light, Gwangju. Leading the times, creating a new value, Jeonnam National University has long positioned as the cradle of intelligence. Now with Jeonnam National University, be a leader of the world. Leading the world, the global university, Jeonnam National University. With a beautiful campus and a 60-year-long history, Jeonnam National University. It has 16 colleges and 5 professional graduate schools. Marked 10th in the National University Rankings of Korea and 365th in the world rankings selected by Times, CNU has been dedicated in developing elites and rising to the world-class university. As a result of its dedication, it has produced numerous leaders of Korean politics, economy, and culture. Their dynamic activities are now expanding to the world beyond Korea and further upgrading its prestigious reputation. CNU is internationally accredited by the world-renowned Education Management Institution, AACSB. It is also selected as participant of EU ICI project by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology and European Union. International students who study at CNU to make their dreams come true are increasingly expanding over the years. The number of these international students on campus has reached 1,100 now. For the international students to be fully immersed in their studies, CNU has opened 250 English-based lectures, provided them with free dormitories and Korean language courses. CNU is also extending its global network to include 228 universities in 34 countries such as the US, China, Australia, and Japan, thus advancing to become global university. Fostering global leaders with global education, Jeonnam National University has at this very moment numerous ambitious young people in the reserve of massive knowledge and bright wisdom to experience much broader learning. Pursuing broader knowledge and deeper wisdom, graduate schools of CNU consist of general, special, and professional institutions. For general graduate school, Gwangju and Yeosu campuses operate 105 and 55 programs, respectively. Special graduate school consists of education, industrial, administration, industry-university collaboration, and fisheries maritime programs. Professional graduate school has business, medicine, dentistry, law, and culture programs. With generous investment in higher education, CNU graduate schools have been praised by distinguished scholars. It will continue the efforts to discover unexplored knowledge. Believing in the phrase, the best education originates from the best research, research-oriented Jeonnam National University is proud of the relentless ambitions of CNU students who explore uncharted world with quality researchers. Their creative ideas have developed new theories that are worthwhile and have impressed the world and thus increased the value of CNU as a research school. More than 70 research facilities, including research centers and WCU project. Ranked as top 10 university granted research funds in Korea. Nationally ranked 10th in publishing to the world-class research journal. Nationally ranked top in attracting projects for WCU. These remarkable performances led straight to the registration for intellectual property rights and technology transfer, helping CNU to create substantial incomes. Focusing on the primary task of university, which are investment and relentless passion for research, CNU has been able to stand out as research school in Korea. Theories and technologies that operate the world begins in Jeonnam National University. Jeonnam National University is now competing against the world beyond Korea. Come and join us in Jeonnam National University and prepare to compete with the global youth. Become a leader who will move the world. The right place for you and your future, Jeonnam National University.
People above technology. People above thinking. All innovation starts with people. The future starts with Korea University, the university that draws the world's attention. Korea University, the university that creates new values. Beyond innovation, returning to people. Human KU, beyond innovation. Korea University. Korea University has grown into an institution which represents Korea, creating new values at every turning point in the nation's history. In this rapidly changing world, Korea University is, yet again, embarking on an innovation to nurture creative talent who will positively transform the world. Korea University, as a trustworthy companion, is making numerous contributions to society and humanity. In teaching, research, and administration, Korea University is committed to innovation in all areas of university life. A space in which anything is possible. Ideas that are interweaved with the future. A campus that encourages any and all dreams. As one of the world's top 100 universities, Korea University will continue to strive to encourage future talents with new values to flourish with the world as their stage.
위기 때마다 시대적 소명을 다해온 사람 중심의 고려대학교는 자유, 정의, 진리의 정신 아래 두려움 없이 도전하는 창의적 융합 인재를 양성하고 인류와 사회에 공헌하는 새로운 가치를 만들어 가겠습니다. 그것이 우리의 사명입니다.
Innovating classes to innovate thinking. Various convergence courses across majors. Classes that exceed the limit of current knowledge and conventional thinking. The Liberty, Justice, Truth course in which opinions and perspectives are creatively expressed. Strengthening holistic education through various extracurricular activities. These multidimensional educational innovations create new values and foster talented individuals who are essential to society. A campus on which any idea can become a reality anywhere. A creative, experimental space which transcends disciplinary boundaries.
엑스게러지와 메이커 스페이스는 아이디어만 있으면 누구나 마음껏 창작하고 실험할 수 있는 도전의 공간입니다.
KU Pioneer Village, with its unique appearance, is also a space for allowing students' infinite imagination free rein. In addition, KU's libraries are venues for open discussions, and spaces equipped with multimedia systems open up doors to creative content production. Korea University Smart Campus, which enables students to reach their potential, is in fact a human care campus. It provides customized services based on data to meet the needs and address the concerns of students. Sejong Campus, as a leader in the biomedical industry, is helping to establish a BT industry cluster. Korea University has already taken a remarkable leap. universities should lead the path to solve complex social problems. To this end, Korea University is actively promoting interdisciplinary convergence research and strengthening its research capacities by expanding collaboration with universities, research institutes, industry, and hospitals. The KU Medical Center is not just a medical institution that treats diseases, but a leader in the global biomedical field and one of the world's top medical institutions. Korea University, moving beyond the boundaries of the nation with the world as its stage, is a leading force in globalization and is connecting the world's intellectuals as one. People from around the world gather here to experience the lectures of the world's most prominent scholars, and our students are gaining various experiences at prestigious universities and outstanding educational institutions around the world.
고려대학교는 제가 더 넓은 세계를 경험할 수 있도록 든든한 기반이 되어 주었습니다.
여기에 와보니 고려대 국제 역량 강화 프로그램이 얼마나 우수한지 알 수 있었습니다.
Korea University's bright and able students in all corners of the world are growing into regional experts on the global stage. A place where social values are upheld and community life is shared through various mentoring programs and community service. Humanism, learned through sharing, is the thread of hope connecting Korea University to the world. KU scholarship programs provide unwavering support for any student who wants to pursue their dreams. And the From the Heart 1,000 Won morning campaign, which provides breakfast to KU students for 1,000 won, is a source of strong support to students. The stream of donations to the university, which demonstrates love and respect for KU, is a driving force for the fulfillment of KU's plans for the next century. A place where innovation starts from me and becomes innovation for the world. A place where unconventional thinking becomes technology that breaks down the barriers of the world. This is the center of the world right here within Korea. Korea University.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello leaders, welcome
Hi.
of South Korea YSDG's Leaders Week 2021. Can I hear some noise? Say hi or anything? Hi. Hi.
Hello, Sawadee.
Hi, Mrs.
Okay, annyeonghaseyo. Have you
안녕하세요.
you still remember yesterday's lesson? A bit. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so as usual, let's start by yelling our tagline to even lift up the spirits even more for tonight. So when I say Leaders Week 2021, as usual, you will say, we are the leaders. Okay, ready everyone?
Of course.
Yep.
Yes. Leaders Week
Ready?
2021.
We are
the
Art
All
leader.
right, thank you so much. Okay,
Nice
thank you
hat.
for the energy, and I hope you guys are excited for today's session because today we will discuss all about scholarship. This is a frequently asked topic because everyone is so excited about free study in Korea. I mean, like, who wouldn't be excited, right? Okay, so first of all, I would like to mention about our program, the South Korea Y SDGs Leaders Week 2021. So this program is initiated by Student International and Youth Now South Korea, and also supported by Lil Peace Foundation South Korea. And we proudly present the South Korea Y SDGs Leaders Week to connect youth from all around the world to learn more about SDGs and exchange activities about Korean culture. And in this program, we will include a wide range of SDGs stakeholders, showcasing studies, SDGs conferences and projects, and also Korean language and culture class. And we want all of you guys, the delegates, to enjoy this moment and get as much knowledge as you can know more people, and then have new experience that will inspire you to study in South Korea. Okay, so I don't want to take too much of your time. So tonight we will discuss scholarship, like I said before. And firstly, we will start by listening about the sharing session about scholarship of bachelor degree in Korea, and then after that we will discuss about postgraduate scholarship in Korea. Okay, is everyone ready?
ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, so without any further ado, let me invite the first speaker that will deliver to us about the scholarship for bachelor degree in Korea. Please welcome Ms. Glody Matayu Muniadi. She is a Global Korea Awardee Scholarship in Korea University. Hello, Ms. Glody.
Hello, hello.
Oh my God, I don't know. I thought you were a girl. I'm so sorry. So hello, Mr. Glody. Let me say it again. Okay, where are you now?
Yeah, now I am in my room, the dormitory.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you might start your session. I'm sorry once again.
No, don't be sorry, it's okay. So I may start now?
Yes. Would you like to share your
yeah.
screen?
Yeah, I have something to share here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, hello everybody. Yeah. So first of all, I'm really pleased to see all those energetic people here. I really like the energy that Dara is giving. I really like everybody here and the commitment of calling on self-leader and being a leader. It's really what inspires me a lot. So I don't know, can you hear can you get my voice really well, or should I make it a little bit up?
Clear.
It's clear.
It's clear.
Okay. Thank you. So today, as Dara said, I'm going to talk about the scholarship and study in South Korea. As I said before, like I'm a student at Korea University Business School. I'm awardee of the Korean government scholarship. So I'm gonna start now. Well, this is not moving. Yeah. So I think you guys are excited about studying abroad, right? So I was excited too. I don't know if some of you are already studying abroad. And I think when it comes to studying abroad, there are 4 questions, as I've illustrated here, that we gotta start answering first. And I will not mention about the 3 that comes after, like what, how, and when. My focus should be more on the why, like, because when you know why, the why of something, you will figure out the what, the how, and the when. So my first appeal to you is first of all to identify or to find why you want to study abroad. Like, you may have your reasons. I had my reasons, you have yours. So identify those reasons, because getting a scholarship might be, it's competitive, it might be hard, but knowing your why will keep you focused and motivated to keep on following your dreams. So identify first why you need a scholarship, and then you'll be brought to find how to do it, when to do it, and what to do. So for my case, I'm going to introduce you to studies and scholarship in South Korea. As you all know, like, South Korea is now well ranked in the world when it comes to education. And as a matter of fact, education in South Korea is considered like one of the things that had really contributed to the economic boom in South Korea, because, as you know, South Korea is not rich in natural resources and any other kind of resources that many countries have, but it was the human capital that helped this country really develop. So you can yourself assess how good the education system is. And one of the things I mentioned in my personal personal statement when I was applying for the scholarship was that I wanted to be in a intellectually stimulating and academically competitive study environment. And these two qualities of environment is offered in Korean university, because being just like, I'm just in my second semester now, but I can tell you that every student works to get A+. So nobody tells you to sleep at 3 a.m. and wake up at 7 a.m. You find yourself just sleeping normally at 3 a.m., studying and waking up early in the morning. So it's really teaching us how to work hard, to work hard for achieving our own dreams. And finally, one of the benefits of studying Korea is that you can, I would say, easily always find a scholarship in whichever university you may be attending. There are always a bunch of scholarships that I will mention later. So to study in Korea, you gotta also know, like, the study time. Like, we got a year is made of 2 semesters. The first one started March, the spring one, and the fall started September. And as you can see, the PPT, I've mentioned the registration program period. So if you want to apply, you gotta make sure to start your process within that period, so that you may have enough time to complete the document and everything, and the visa also included. So when it comes to scholarship, I'm gonna share with you 3 categories of scholarship, but I'm gonna focus more on the Korean government scholarship, because that's what I have now. So I know more about it. The other ones, I don't really have experience on that. So there's the Korean government scholarship, and then the university scholarships, and then organization and organization scholarships as well. So talking about the Korean government scholarship, the Korean government scholarship is the most prestigious scholarship, not only in Korea, but around the world, because the benefits are quite really, really good. As I've mentioned here, as you can see, the benefits, it pays for you the ticket, the tuition, medical insurance, and a monthly allowance, as you can see. And also some other benefit comes when it comes to getting a job after graduation that I have not mentioned here. And when it comes to study period, the scholarship have undergraduate, for master, and for PhD as well. I'm an undergraduate. So the undergraduate comprehend like 5 years, master 3, PhD 5, and each of them has 1 year mandatory Korean language, unless you have, for example, Korean proficiency already, in which case you have to provide a document proving, document which means I would say topic. Topic means a test of proficiency in Korean. So I've got to have a level like level 5 so that you can be dispensed of taking the language year. Yes. And when it comes to application process, there are two ways you can apply to this prestigious scholarship: embassy track or regional university track. For my case, I did the embassy track. So all the two of them have benefits and disadvantages as well. The embassy track is that you can apply to a first-ranked university in Korea, but the disadvantage is that the competition is really high, and you're gonna see later why am I saying that. Competition is really high, and by regional university, the good thing is that it's lower the competition because you can apply directly to your university, and when you got selected, yeah, most likely you can get selected by the organization, the government organization that takes care of the scholarship. But in both cases, it includes a competition as well. I pause. So for the scholarship, the grant government scholarship, for getting the scholarship, you have to first of all prepare yourself. And when I mean preparing yourself, I first of all refer to, as you can see the PPT, 30% of assessment is based on GPA. For example, you're gonna be an undergraduate, so it's based on your high school GPA, so that's the transcript. So if you are, for example, in a high school now, I recommend you to really take care of your GPA because it's really gonna help you. And the requirement, I would say, is to have at least 80% or above in all high school, or being ranked the first 2 best students in your school from high school to, all the high school. Yes, so you gotta really take care of your GPA. It's really, really important. And the one that follows, it's like study plan, personal statement, language competence. Those 3, personally, I think they go together because the scholarship process includes having an interview. For example, if you go by the embassy track, when you deposit your document, the embassy will call you. They call you if you pass the document screening. They call you and you're gonna have an interview. So they're gonna base the interview on the interview assessment on your language skills. I remember when I was applying for the first time when I applied to the scholarship, there was another guy who was really, really outstanding GPA than me, but he didn't get selected in the first round of the scholarship because I believe that his English was not good. So when you find yourself between people who are good in English, or at least not being really, really good, but being able to really express yourself clearly, it may raise some competition. So you can spend your time now improving your English, and if possible also, you can take some standardized tests like the TOEFL. For my case, I took the TOEFL, I took the SAT, so you can take them. It's really help a lot, even when it comes to getting admission in the university. When they see that you got more points, yeah. And when it comes to study plan and personal statements, these two also guys go the same direction, because they kind of a little bit ask the same questions. Why am I saying like that? Because in a personal statement study plan, based on that, they'll be asking you questions in the interview. So you must be able to say why, for example, you're choosing South Korea, why you choosing your field of study, why you choosing the study plan, why this and why this. And my advice to you be to link your personal statement and your study plan in such a way that, for example, I'm going to take an example. For example, I grew up in a personal statement. For example, I say, I grew up in an environment where electricity was a challenge. So that kind of the challenge that I've been living since my childhood. So because of that, I want to go to university so that I can study, for example, electrical engineering, so that I can give back to my community. So you see, in the same time, you put your personal statement, your background, and the same time also you provide directly what you're gonna study and what you're playing. So it really makes things coherent and more and stronger. Yeah. And finally, it's a recommendation letter from your professors or your teachers in high school. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. So I just finished the Korean government scholarship. So I will just mention one thing more. In the process of embassy track, because I did embassy track, there are 3 rounds of selection. Imagine that for my country, we have only 1 quota, which means only 1 person per year. So if there's only 1 person per year, in the first, let's suppose that 20 people or 30 people deposit documents to the embassy. So the embassy will select at least like 4 or 6 of those whose GPA, first of all, are good, and those who have kind of good profile. And based on that, they will do the interview. And from the interview, they will select only 2 people. Or in other words, like the double of the quota. So if it is like a quota of 4, they will take 8. If it is 10, they will take 20. So from a country, they take 2. And then in the second round of selection, which is done here in Korea, they will choose like just based on the quota number. So they choose like 1 person, and the last, most likely when you pass the second round, you're most likely gonna have the scholarship, but still there is a 1 more round, which is the university selection. When you got admission university, in that case, it is totally confirmed that you got the scholarship. Yeah, but for our regional university, I think it is, first of all, you got admission university. That's the first round. The second round will be among other people who applied in your country, the government institution that takes care of the scholarship, we select according to the quota. So when you pass the second, it is over. So that's how it works with regional university track. So there's also, as I said, like there are a lot of scholarship in Korea, almost all universities. And we also have university scholarships. And first of all, we have admission and GPA-based scholarship. For example, here in Korea University, I have many friends who are having scholarship from the university. For example, the GPA, and sorry for this sound, they must keep, for example, a GPA of 4.25 out of 4.4, 4.5. Yeah, to keep on having that scholarship. Yeah, and that's the GPA-based scholarship. So when you reach a GPA, you directly qualify for the the scholarship. And you can also find that in Yonsei University, Seoul National, and many other universities, almost all of them. And there's also the topic-based scholarship, which awards students who have a good proficiency in the Korean language. For example, the university, when I came to university, I was taking my language. Yeah, over there, they give students scholarship based on their level of Korean proficiency. And there are also other scholarship. You can take a screenshot of the screen just to keep this link. The KAIST full scholarship, for example, and that is designed only for natural sciences and engineering design, students. Yeah. So that was all about university scholarship. There we go. I don't know, should I talk about professor scholarship, since it is there is a second speaker, right? We're gonna talk about postgraduate scholarship. Dara, should I talk about professor and research scholarship, since you kind of mentioned that there is a second speaker?
Yeah, there is a second speaker, but if you want to make it brief, it is okay, I think, because probably they will explain like more, elaborate more. But if we would like to start the Q&A session, it is also okay, up to you.
Okay, we just make a small brief about it. There's also professor and research scholarship. I cannot meet a lot of people here who are under professor scholarship, really a lot. Even in my dormitory, many of my friends are professor scholarship and research scholarship. And as I've said here, many of them work as the assistant for the professor. They carried out the project of the professor, and the professor pays them. They're like under the professor, professor take care of they don't pay tuition, but they receive the monthly allowance. Yeah. So you can also take a screenshot just to keep the link. And there's also this organization. I was just introduced to that today. They also provide scholarships. Yeah. So I'll not talk too much about it. So I'll jump. So in all those scholarship categories, there's one common thing is preparing the documents. So even the current government scholarship, university scholarship, or whatever, you're gonna be asked to provide documents. So there's always, all the documents are on the internet. You can download directly. You gotta, prepare your passport, your family letter, and those kind of stuff. Academic documents like transcript. If it is in a language other than English or Korean, you should translate them in advance. It's better because that's the two languages that are used in Korea. And when you have time, like the moment you preparing yourself to apply, you can also make sure that you take some standardized tests, as I said before, like the IELTS or the TOEIC, or if you speak already Korean, it's gonna be a really advantage for you over the competition. And the TOEIC or the SAT is also really, really good. And the motivation and study plan also, you should double checking that. Yeah, it's gonna help a lot. So I'll not make too much comment about it. You see this really clear. So I'd like to, not to finish, but also mention my personal experience of winning a scholarship. I think it should be kind of really helpful to you, since you also, I think there are also some of you who are aspiring to get a scholarship. So I would say my personal experience, it was not easy to get a scholarship. As you can see, I applied to more than, I can say, even 30, more than 20 universities and scholarship in different countries. I studied with the United States. Over there, get United States and Canada. Over there, I get just partial scholarships and admission without scholarship. Then I moved to many others countries looking for the scholarship. And the fact is that for the Korean government scholarship, I applied 3 times. The first time, I passed the first round, failed the second round. The second time, I made a mistake in the interview, so I failed the first round. And the last time, so I passed all of them. So I got the scholarship. And one thing that I really kind of, it was really hard back then, but now when I look at the experience, I feel good that no matter how it was difficult and no matter how many rejections I had, I keep on knocking the door. I tried many scholarships. I tried Japanese scholarship also 3 times. I keep on coming and didn't lose faith. So that's why I kind of mentioned one of the things that really helped me during that moment. It was like, whenever I got a rejection, I was like, I will not give up until I win. So I keep on going out, going ahead with that kind of mindset. And I think your mindset is the most important resource that you first of all need for any kind of success that you want in every kind of your life. And also the same will applies when it comes to getting a scholarship. So I also recommend you to also working yourself also mean working on your personal mindset. Yeah. So as I said, to prepare yourself for getting a scholarship, first of all, if you are, for example, the high school again, I advise you to really take care of your GPA, not only GPA, but also extracurricular activities. Make sure that you have as much as possible because they're gonna make your personal statement really rich, really outstanding than others, Yeah, it's gonna be really good and improve yourself. Even though, for example, let's suppose that your GPA was not really good, but still you can manage to take different trainings here and there. And when you apply for a major, they are linked with all the trainings you take here and there. You can show that you are really willing to go for what you're dreaming about. So I also recommend to keep on improving yourself, keep on practicing English if you're not good at that. Yeah, also learning Korean if you can. And last, but this is more personal, I will just include that. Some personal like on God because yeah, so I will not make too much comment about it. Yeah, I think my presentation goes until here. I will appreciate your attention. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you can freely ask me. Thank you.
You're welcome. And also thank you very much, Mr. Glody, for your presentation. Give a round of virtual applause, everyone. Okay, wow, this is really inspiring. You failed so many times, but you tried again and again, and then you finally got it. Well, I hope all of us can be like him, even if not in Korean scholarship, but in any other ways. So don't give up, guys. So, well, we have lots of people who wants to ask questions, but firstly, I think I would like to read the question in the chat box first from Hasna. She said, "Hi, Mr. Glody, I have 2 questions. The first one, do we need to convert our GPA transcript to Korean standard? And second, is there any requirement like we should came from a state university or we can apply if we came from private university? Thank you in advance."
Thank you for the question. I think if there is a need of translating them into Korean standard, if there is a possibility, for example, in your country, if you can do it, you can. In my country, there was not any possibility of translating my French based transcript into Korean. And don't worry about that because if you're applying, for example, for the Korean government scholarship, in the application form, they provide GPA conversion table, so you can easily convert your GPA to the Korean standard. Yeah, so you don't really worry about that. And the second, no, I don't think there is a kind of requirement of such kind. Yeah, it's open to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Okay, so now, wow, from the list of people who want to ask question, who yeah? Okay, I think I saw Miss Shahda Fania raised her hand first. So please, Miss Shahda Fania.
Hello, my name is Vania. Thank you so much, Mr. Glody, for the presentation today. My question is, so I've been studying Korean language for some time, 6 months. And my question is related to studying in Korean. Do you have any tips on studying and increasing methods in studying Korean? Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I mean, I don't really have a lot of tips when it comes to learning Korean. I mean, it's just like any other language, you know, the same rules that applies, for example, when you are learning English, the same rules applies when you want to learn Korean. It's just like, I think, getting more in touch with the language. For example, if you can watch, even if you don't understand anything, like right now, you can get in touch with the language by watching, for example, K-drama. Yeah, it really help you a lot because my friends, for example, who've been watching K-drama since their country, have a better Korean accent than I have because they got in touch with that. And when you can also, you can start, for example, when you master the alphabet, you can, for example, learn a minimum of 5 to 10 words per day. I remember when I was in the language school, yeah, but then it was an intensive language program. Sometimes we're brought to learn like 20 or 40 words per day, but to take it really smoothly, 10 words, 5 words per day is enough. Yeah. And when you look up at the end of the month, you would have learned many, many words. And also to make it really easy, there is a website you can learn for the Korean, like you can choose your level, for example, beginner or intermediate. I don't know if you know it, I wrote in the group. The name is Memrise. Yeah, this one. If you go, you can create an account and you can start learning Korean. It really helped me personally a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fania, for your question and Mr. Glody for the answer. Now I would like to invite Miss Judith to ask your question.
Okay, thank you for the time and thank you for your outstanding presentation. So actually I applied for the KKS this year, September, but I failed. So my question is like, how did you write your study plan? Like, I believe if I'm not mistaken, there are 3 different parts. The first is a language study plan, goal of study, and the future plan. So for the goal of study, like how did you write that? Did you write it like per semester, or do you have any your way to write that? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Yudi. I'm so sorry for the results. I hope that you get it next time. Don't give up. And I think that when it comes to study plan, it's not about semester, for example, 1 semester. It's about you take it, for example, to 5 years or 10 years. That's how I wrote mine. For example, you see like, I want to study, your study plan for my major is gonna be business administration, for example. So you cannot establish a plan like, my plan, I wanna study this business administration. in my undergraduate because I wanna become this and this, and I expect to study, for example, finance, to specialize in finance in my master, you see. And in the same time, you're giving really specific reason, not all the time specific, but you kind of giving some good reasons. So if I take like on my own case, when I choose business administration, I see that first of all, my plan was like, I choose Korea University because they have the biggest startup station in Korea. I need to become an entrepreneur, and already my plan. So within the span of 5 years of studying business administration, I want, for example, to create an enterprise in Korea and this. And after that, for example, my master, I want to focus in this area. And you can also mention PhD if you want. And at the same time, also mention what you can give back to your country. For example, if you are, I think you are from Indonesia, you can say like what that studying can also bring back in the long term to Indonesia. So when you make it really big, even the person who's reading will think so big of you, and to make you really outstanding than others. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Now I'll call upon Mr. Rizal. Please ask your question.
Yes. Okay. My name is Rizal Efesus. I'm from Indonesia. In this slide, write that recommendation letter is from your teacher or the lecturer. So my question is, can a
Hello, Mr. Rizal. Okay, seems like he has a connection problem. Okay, while waiting for
character
him.
reference?
Oh,
Yes.
can you please repeat your question?
In this slide before, I see that the recommendation letter from the teacher or lecturer. So my question is, cannot a letter of recommendation be given by such as a famous figure or politician or the activist we know or know us as a personal person? Because in another university, I see that they have it, a character preference. They call it character preference for the activist or a public figure or politician know us. Thank you.
That's a good question. I think in the scholarship form, they say 2 recommendation letters from your 2 high school teachers. You can differentiate. You can take, for example, a math teacher and a language teacher, for example. They didn't mention like some other people belonging to another institution. But if you get a letter, a recommendation letter from a politician in your country, for example, it's good. I really support that because it's gonna also put more weight on your application. If you can, yes, it's good to do it. Yes, it's good.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, now Nijar, please ask your question.
Hello, thank you for the presentation. I want to ask if not giving the topic language certificate, topic exam, will be disadvantage for me if I have SAT and TOEFL scores as well as some other certificates of other events. Will it be disadvantage for me? And also, do we study in English in Korea when we give a TOEFL certificate instead of topic certificate?
Oh yeah, thank you for your question. You don't need the Korean proficiency first of all for getting a scholarship. For example, the Korean government scholarship. I didn't know any Korean when I was applying, so yeah, it's not a big deal because when you come, you are supposed, unless you have level 5 already, you are supposed to take 1 year or 6 months Korean language classes, so it's not a problem. Yes, and when it comes to the language of study, it depends on the university you're choosing. So if you want to study in English, when choosing a university, check it out first of all in the website. Like there's some university where classes are totally in English, and some they try to mix, like it can be 75% English, 25% Korean. But for my case, for example, since it is business administration, I can say it's gonna be like 90% English. So yeah, so it depends on university and some programs. For example, in many university, natural sciences classes are majors. They have a lot amount of Korean classes. Yes, so it's like that.
Does the additional certificates help to get admitted for scholarships, like events or an event like this STG events or something like that? Additional certificates.
Of course, yes. Those kind of additional certificates belong to what I just mentioned, extracurricular activities.
Yes, extracurricular activities, yes.
Yes. So if you mention it in your personal statement, it's good and recommended to attach a copy of what you mentioned, so they can see that you're really telling the truth. So it's really good to add that. If you have it as many as possible, it's gonna be really helpful. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, now I'm gonna read one question from the chat box from Ratu Tabina. Hello, Mr. Glody. Can you give some tips to make a good personal statement and study plan? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. I think I've a little bit answered the question before, right? The study plan, yes. Do I need to give any more tips if needed?
Maybe just like the most important thing in those two, your personal tip.
Okay, so the most important things I would say when it comes to personal statements, so it should be tell your own story. It's kind of sell yourself, like just look it's even a small experience that you have in your personal life, and that can support the choice you're making for your major, for example, is good, very good and outstanding, than just saying that, oh, I'm gonna study business because I like it, you know. Yeah, when you have something, just try to look for that and make a kind of a story in your personal statements. And then in the study plan, you link the story in the personal statement with what you want to study. And at the same time, you establish a plan of action you want to take. So as I said, it's better to make it in a span of many years, even if you're not gonna take a master degree or maybe it's not PhD degree, but at least you mentioned the perspective of you really dreaming high. You gotta really show that you're dreaming really high, you're about to give all for your studies. Yes, so it's really helpful.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Glody. And don't worry, everyone, you guys will get the recording of tonight's session. So if you forget some tips or some documents, you can always go back to the recording when you want to apply scholarship later. Okay, now I would call upon Mr. Panji to ask your question.
Okay, thanks, Dara. Thanks you millions, Chloe, for the wonderful explanation. And it is an honor for me. I'm one of the audience who participating in this prestigious session with Glody. I will explain my question with, I think, these philosophical questions. Beforehand, my name is Panji Putra. I'm a recipient of a full scholarship from the Indonesian government called Bidik Misi. Bidik Misi is a scholarship for outstanding student from low economic background. But my question is, Based on your experience, Chloe, what can be learned from the Korean education system for the education system of developing countries or third world country? Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's a really good question. I think there's a lot to learn from developing countries. And first of all, I think the first thing, I come from I will say a developing country. And the first thing I think developing countries should learn from developed countries is first of all the mindset, because I believe that what changed Korea is not just because people are just decided to build roads or to create companies. I think all of that came from the fact that they first of all changed the way they think. So, and you can see that thinking almost, not even in university, almost everywhere in life. Like here, I'm gonna take a really biased example. When I want to solve for the first time, I was in the road and there was no car coming on, and I was waiting to cross the road. So in my country, what I do, when there is no car and the lights are red for passengers, yeah, we just pass, because there's no car, so there won't be any accident. But I was really astonished to see Koreans waiting for even 10, 20 minutes, even when there is no car coming. They just wait for the green light to come out. Yeah. So this kind of mindset is what developing countries should learn. And also, the same mindset also can be seen in education system, in professors. One thing I like a lot is that professors don't make things complicated just for students to fail and to think that, oh, they are really good professors. Like, I mean, at least it is like that in a country. When professors give an exam, you gotta make sure that a lot of people fail. So they may think that, oh, I'm a great professor, the exam was really hard. But that's not the case in Korea. When you understand something, you study well, yes, you're gonna succeed also very well. Yes, and also there's one more thing is practice. Yeah, there's always a way of practicing what we see in the classroom. Yeah, also that's also one thing more that developing countries should also implement in their education systems. Yes, thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you, Glory.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you. That was interesting because sometimes we think that some lecturers actually have a life purpose to torture us as their students, but good to hear not all lecturers are like that. Okay. So, okay, we still have time for more questions. So, Asrilia, you may ask your question.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you. I'm Australia. I'm from Indonesia. I want to ask two questions. First, when you apply the scholarship, we need a motivation letter. So I just want to ask you, sir, what the content of motivation letter you share to the department of the scholarship, and then what do you have a tip for us who want to apply a scholarship? The important is about motivation letter. And the second one is there scholarship for short-term course, like maybe your university have the program like business incubator? So is there a scholarship or the program like that in your university, because your fields is business and administration? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think the letter motivation is really close to personal statement and study plan. Yeah, because you're giving letter motivation means you're giving reasons which motivate you to choose a certain major or apply for the program, for example. So they are really close. I think the same rules apply also to letter motivation. And for example, if you choose a particular scholarship, you're gonna say like why you wanna choose this scholarship. Let's suppose that a person is under financial difficulties. So stating, for example, that he's under financial difficulties is also one of the motivation why he's seeking the scholarship. So it's a compound of personal statement and study plan together that makes the motivation later. Yeah. And the second question was about short term, like I think exchange program, I think. About exchange program like scholarship for that, I'm not really sure about that, but you can check it out. For example, the website, Korea University website, there is all the informations. You can, for example, type Korea University exchange student scholarship. Yes, I think. And if, for example, the university is studying right now as a partnership with a Korea University, yes, you can come study or for example 1 semester for free in Korea University. There are many students here who come for exchange programs. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, now Mr. Fadian, you may ask your question.
Okay. In Korean University that does have a summer course or probably exchange program for international students?
Oh yes, just as I've said, there is a exchange program. I mean, summer school is different from exchange program because exchange program you can come for 1 semester. For example, for 1 semester it's 4 months, then you go. And summer classes and winter classes is like during the vacation. Yes, there are classes who goes on. So international students and the exchanging student can also apply and attend. Yes. I don't know if I responded well to your question. Is it okay, Mr. Fadian?
Okay. I assume that he said it's okay. Okay, he actually says it's okay in the chat box. All right, thank you for the answer. Miss Aulia, you may ask your question. Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sarah, for the chance for me. And then thank you very much for your explanation, Mr. Goldie. My name is Aulia and I'm from Indonesia. I would like to ask about, as we know, as what your explanation before, there are so many scholarship in Korea, right? And then can we apply for more than 1 scholarship at 1 major and 1 university, sir?
Thank you for the question. Oh, I think not really, because when you get to 1 university, you apply most likely for 1 major. Then after that, the admission is usually, I mean, application for admission goes usually the same time with the scholarship. So if, for example, you choose 1 scholarship that qualify for you, I think, yes, you may have only 1 option, but I'm not really sure because I've never done that process. There may be possibilities of when you get admitted, that you may have a range of scholarship that you may apply to. Yeah, I'm not really sure about how the process for university scholarships are. Yeah, but if you want to differentiate your choices, for example, you can apply to different universities and different scholarships. Let's suppose that in 1 year, you can apply the same time. For example, let's suppose in Korea University, you apply for the Korean government scholarship, and in Seoul National University, for example, you apply for just the university scholarship. So whatever works and fits your requirements, like what you want, you can take. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer, Mr. Goldie.
Welcome.
Okay, one more question from Muhammad Nofal.
Well, thank you for the time, Miss. Actually, I want to ask about the regulation because especially about the GKS scholarship. As I know that GKS scholarship provides for students to learn about the Korean language, but how if for about a year? But how if we got the file probably in a year? Is that any regulations that actually we will face, or how? Probably that's all for me. Thank you.
Oh, can you please say the question again? I didn't get some few important parts very well.
Okay, probably about GKS scholarship, which provides to learn a Korean language for a year. So if we got the file about a year, how will we face if we got the file as that? Thank you.
Oh. So you mean like if somebody gets the scholarship and the language year, you couldn't get the Korean proficiency required, which means he failed, what's gonna happen? So actually what happened, it's I think 3 cases. When you attend the language school, you're supposed to achieve at least a minimum of topic level 3. So the first one is you achieve it and you go start your university. And the second one is you don't achieve it, but you achieve a score over 85, which qualifies you for extension of the language school. You're gonna extend the language school, but in that case, you will be paying, 50% of the fees of the language school, which is not too much because you can't even pay that with your allowance, monthly allowance. And the last case is cancellation of the scholarship, which means you couldn't get above 85 out of, for example, because topic 3 is 120. So if you fail below 85, yes, it may bring to a cancellation of a scholarship. Yes, that's what happened in the language here. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your answer. And we have one last question in the chat box from Rafli. Hello, Mr. Goldie. I have a question about GPA for scholarship. If I'm not mistaken, GPA scholarship requires GPA like 4 to 4.25. But in my country, the maximum GPA is 4.0 and can't be greater than that. Is the GPA scholarship only for active university student in Korea, or was it me who misheard that one? Thank you.
Oh, first of all, you can get a university scholarship directly, for example, from your country. One of my friends graduating in Yonsei University this year, this semester, got a Yonsei University scholarship from his country, from Ethiopia. He got it there then he came here just because of his good GPA. He told me like when they saw his GPA, they was like, wow, you're really outstanding. We like to have you as a student. And he was awarded a scholarship, which of course, depending on how he kept a good GPA every semester. So there is a minimum that he cannot get below. If you get below, the scholarship get canceled. You must always keep it up. But it doesn't matter if in Korea, the GPA is, for example, out of 4.5, that's in Korea University. In your university, for example, out of 4.3, so it doesn't matter, you can convert it, you can calculate, like if your GPA is in your country, for example, is out of 4, you can convert it out of 4.5 just by using calculations. Yes, because anyway, you're gonna provide your transcript and they will evaluate that. So they will check all of that. So it's not a big deal. Yes. Thank you. I think I answered the
All
question.
right. Hope that helps, Rafli. Okay, he said thank you so much. Okay, we also would like to thank you so much, Mr. Glody, for being here with us today and sharing your experience and also all the informative stuff about this scholarship. And we would like to give you the certificate of appreciation for being
Thank you
here
very
as
much.
our speaker for today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay, it's also our pleasure. And don't leave the Zoom yet because we would like to have a photo session with you. So everyone, please turn on your camera so that we can have a photo session together with Mr. Glody. Okay. Fix your hair, fix your hijab, fix your glasses, look pretty, look smiley. Okay. Okay, maybe we can start. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Good. Oh, my hands are this.
One more time. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Glody.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I wish a bright future for everybody aspiring to apply for the scholarship. And I wish you all get what you really desire. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
It was also a pleasure. Have a good rest. I know it's already late there if you were in Korea. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you so much. And now we can move to our second session, everyone. So you guys also please don't leave the Zoom yet because as mentioned, we will have a second speaker who will talk about postgraduate scholarships. So our speaker would be Mr. Dimas. He is a master and PhD from Chonam National University. So please welcome Mr. Dimas. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, thank you for introduce myself. Yeah, my name is Dimas. So I'm from Indonesia. I'm here in Korea for doing my master degree and then continue to PhD degree. So as I listen from Mr. Goldie, he is from the business department, right? For me here, maybe different. I'm from engineering major. So I continue from my bachelor degree to here to Korea in Chonam National University. This university is in Gwangju. It's a small metropolitan city in the southern part of South Korea. So I was I came here since 2016, so it's already more than 5 years here. Okay, so let's start. That's my introduction. Okay, I will share my PPT file.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
We still cannot see it yet.
Okay, wait. So Can you see it?
Not yet.
Okay, this one.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's start. Okay, I'm from the scholarship program. It's a research scholarship, so it's a little bit different maybe, or different with Mr. Goldie. As I know, he got the scholarship from the KGSP, right? From the government of Korea. So I got this one, my scholarship from research project. So it's like professor hire me to work in his lab, like that. Okay. So maybe for the introduction, almost similar with previous speaker. For what we want to do to get the scholarship, you need to know what's the reason of your motivation to apply the scholarship, and then what you going to do when you get the scholarship, and then study here in Korea, and then how the process will be going on during your study, and then when the exact time to register for this scholarship, all the Korean scholarship, because I'm gonna explain some different scholarship for you guys. Okay, next. As we know, Korea is the how can I say, the most educated population in the world. So we can see here, based on the index, global index of cognitive skills from Pearson, Korea is #1 for the educated people here. So as we know, as I know here, I stay in Korea for 5 years. So almost all the teenagers, adult, the age about between 20 until 30 years old, they almost have bachelor degree here. So it's like 80% of the population have the bachelor degree. So that's why South Korean with high quality background of education is the main asset for the economic growth. So how Korea can be developed well? One thing that they have is the people, educated people, because they don't have enough natural resource to make something that like Indonesia have, because we have so many natural resources. But they in Korea, they can develop the natural resources from other country and then process to be more beneficial and then high quality product here. That's why Korea just focus on the education, and then like expert in electronics or some industrial product. That's why they can develop well. Okay, next. And then as we know, because in Korea is maybe similar like other countries, so they have 2 times in a year here for the registration period. So first is for normal Korean people, the students, they register on spring season. So it's like February or March to enter the university, because the high school they finish or graduate from high school is about December, the last month of the year, and then for Korean they will intake on March. That's why some scholarship they give the time from November to January, or sometimes many of them start from October to January. The last registration is January. So you guys, when you want to register in Korea, Korean universities, you can prepare between October to November. And then that's why you need to prepare all your document 2 months before or 1 month before. And then for because in my country, Indonesia, we graduate from high school or bachelor degree, undergraduate. It's between July to August, right? So we can enter this Korean university is on fall submission period. So it means you can enter the university on September. Yeah, it's like that. So there is two different time for registration period. And then how to register from the first until the last. I think you guys, everyone know how to register. It's like similar from your bachelor degree or another program. So yeah, the first you need to know what's your program you want to register. So it's like bachelor and then master or doctorate degree, or even exchange students. You also can register for this one. And then exchange students, as I know, we can get the scholarship from GKS, Government Korea Scholarship also, and then they will give some money per month for the exchange. But I will not explain about the exchange. I'm gonna explain about the master and doctorate degree. Yeah, for this one, after you know about the bachelor or master or doctorate degree, and then the next you need to choose the major. So it's just like common process, what you want to do and then what you want to do for research or just study. And then after that, almost all of us want to get the scholarship, at least partial scholarship or full scholarship. And then you can check the scholarship in their university website. They will give some information about the scholarship program in their own website. And then it's like there is a section for the scholarship itself. So it's very easy to find the information. And then in Korea, all the university website, they have 2 languages, so Korean and then English. So don't worry to find the information in English. And then after that, this one is very tricky. This process is document preparation, because for Korea, as I know, there is many document to do apostille or get some stamp from the Ministry of Justice and then Ministry of something, I don't know. There is many apostille to do for this one recently, because there is some change regulation in Korea and then I don't know, over the world maybe. That's why you need to make a preparation for this one. So there is a recommendation letter, motivation letter also, and then language certificate. Usually in Korea, if you want to do in English program, you just need submit the TOEIC certificate. So it's easier to do, to take, rather than compare with IELTS or TOEFL. This TOEIC test is much easier, and then it's also much cheaper than IELTS and TOEFL, because I also submit this TOEIC certificate. And then for topic certificate, it's Korean language certificate. It's not mandatory. It's some of major like arts or social science, I think, or culture. They need to submit Korean certificate, Korean language certificate. So you need to check for this some kind of this major. But for science and engineering, almost you can just apply for a TOEIC test, TOEIC certificate. And then the last is the application process. So it's very easy to do this application process almost online. And then after you finish doing the online, and then you need to send all documents, the printout documents, to the international office of each university that you want to register. Okay, next. Okay, this is the list of scholarship that we know here. So there is 3 kinds of scholarship that's from Korean government. It's KGSP or GKS, and then from Korea University. So every university in Korea, they have own scholarship for their international students. And then the last is NGO or from company. So I will give some example from this list of the scholarship. So this is the first kind of scholarship. It's from the university. If you guys from engineering or science background, so KAI scholarship is the nice scholarship. It's not that high for the allowance to get this scholarship, but KAIS is the best engineering university in Korea. So yeah, it's pretty good for engineering background to enter this university. And then this is for bachelor degree, the tuition fee and living costs. So the scholarship is free tuition fee, and then the university will give you living costs this much, but 350,000 won. It's all for your living costs. It means it's not only pay your meal, but this one also you need to pay for your dormitory. That's why it's not that high, but yeah, that's enough for like living normal. And then maybe you need more money, you can ask for your parents or do some part-time job. It can be possible also. Okay, next. Okay, this is the scholarship for do master and doctorate. So this scholarship is from company, POSCO company. This company is steel company, steel or some metals company. It's the biggest 3 big metal company in the world. So that's why they give this kind of scholarship is pretty high for the tuition fee and living cost. So you don't need to pay your tuition fee. And then you got, as I know, this 1 million won per month. So you don't need to pay for your tuition fee. And then you get the money for your meal and then for your dormitory or to living outside of the dormitory. If you get this scholarship, it's very beneficial for you because the process is not that long compared with KGSP, I know, but they have some interview selection for this one. And then this POSCO scholarship is not only for engineering or science degree, but also from social science or law or business administration. You also can register for this POSCO scholarship. But this scholarship is specifically only for the best university in Korea. So almost the university is in Seoul, and then some other places like KAIS or Ulsan University of Science and Technology, they give this scholarship, but not for all the university. Okay. Next, this is the professor scholarship. So maybe I'm gonna explain this one very detailed because this is the scholarship that I get now. So this scholarship is basically for engineering and science major. There is so many projects from the government to do for professor to make some research or making paper or doing their project also from the government. So the government will give money to professor, and then professor need to hire some students. to doing his project that professor already submit to get some funds or grants. So this scholarship is easier to get, and then it's very beneficial for you that if you don't want to do much in a class, and then you want to do more in a lab, and then practically doing something and making something, this scholarship is very recommended for you, because I also not that good in a class. My score during my bachelor is not number one. I'm not the number one student in the class, so I like to do practical things like doing some experiment in lab. So this scholarship is for you, like that. And then this one doing for this scholarship for specific program for master and doctorate, or many of the program you need to do master and doctorate, so directly like that too. So the name is integrated degree, so you just do master and doctorate without making thesis when you finish master. So it just continue until doctorate, and then you just need to make a dissertation. But the program, the time of this program is pretty long. It's like 5 until 7 years. You need to do master and doctorate directly. So you will not get the master certificate. So just you will get a PhD certificate. So you need to finish until your doctorate degree. Yeah, and then the salary, as we can see here, minimum basic fare. Basic salary is like 600,000 won, but for the highest master degree, master program, for the salary is 1.3 million won. And then some of lab also can be low or can be higher. And then after you enter the doctorate degree, PhD degree, PhD period of your program, you will get more money. And then maximum is 2.2, as I know, or 2.3 million won per month. So yeah, you can save your money and then prepare for your life after going back to your country, save more money, and then buy some, like you invest, buy a house or buy some stocks like that after you finish your degree, PhD degree. It's also possible. And then for this kind of scholarship, you need to come to the lab every weekdays. So it can be 9 to 6 or 9 to 8 p.m. It's up to the professor regulation. So it's like when you do this kind of program from the professor scholarship, basically you are a researcher in the lab, but you also doing your degree like that. And then as I know, some of the program, this kind of scholarship in my university, there is some social science major also, like English department, English major. Also, they have this kind of scholarship from the government. And then NGO, like non-governmental organization, also they have this kind of scholarship. But from social science scholarship, professor scholarship, it's a little bit lower than engineering or science program. So that's why if you are from social science background, you also can get this kind of scholarship from professor scholarship or project scholarship. It's still enough to to continue your life here like that. Okay, next. Okay, next is a very specific institution. This one UST, or University of Science and Technology, and KISS is under the UST institution. So this kind of scholarship is from the this university. So you can check this website later. And then, yeah, the salary is quite similar with professor scholarship, because basically this one is just similar like professor scholarship, but more specific in this institution. And then this institution is like, in Indonesia, we name it like LIPI, Lembaga Ilmu Pengetahuan Indonesia. This one, so this one like research institution from Korea. So you're gonna work in this institution and then doing your degree, and then there is no undergraduate program from this institution. So all is master and doctorate degree, and then we do research here from the government. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, this one also specific from my university. We have like this Global Pass Scholarship. So it's like university scholarship. It's come from my university, and then yeah, you can get the discount or free tuition fee from first semester or until you finish your master degree, or until finish the doctorate degree. I mean, finish for the class course. So you will have class or also subject to to take like only 9 credits. Usually 9 credits is like 3 subjects of the 3 subjects in a semester. So it's not that many compared with your bachelor degree, because 3 subjects in a semester is very small amount. And then for this one, why you get only 9 credits or 3 subjects per semester? Because you need to work in a lab. So yeah, so your responsibility is doing the project in lab. That's why your class will be very less. And then yeah, the tuition fee and living cost is this much, 700,000 until 900,000. This one only for master, and then doctorate degree will be more than 1.1 million, or yeah, almost more than 1 million for the amount of the scholarship. Okay, this is the last one. Yeah, as maybe you already know about this KJSP scholarship from Mr. Goldie, that he explained about this one. So yeah, there is university track and embassy track. So maybe I will not explain that detail for this one. But if you have some like art major or social science for like government regulation, public policy like that, maybe it's better to register for this scholarship, or international relations, something like that. That kind of major don't have many scholarship program from the professor or university, so it's better to get this scholarship. And then Indonesia and other Southeast Asian country, as I know, every year of this program, the quota for the people who can get this scholarship is always increased. That's why from the not engineering and science background, it's good to register this scholarship. Then you will have 1 year of Korean language class, and then make sure you get topic 3 to continue to your degree program, master or doctorate, after finish 1 year. Okay. Yeah, this is about the preparing your document. Yeah, as we know that previous speaker explained, we have like form, application form, and then identity information, and then from the identity of information, this one you need passport or ID card from your parents. You need to show it. And then some of this process you need to translate to English and then get the stamp from the sworn translator. So make sure you find right sworn translator, and then also the price is very different in each area, and then you can do it online also, just send by email as I did before. And then there is language certificate and then recommendation letter, and later after this presentation you can ask me more about this preparing document. Okay, this is the KJSP scholarship system. So there is some percentage of each requirements. So there is like language competence and then topic certificate. So if you want to continue to Korean language program, Korean language degree, so I think you need to get the topic test first, topic certificate. But if you don't have, that's also not that problem. And then the study plan, make sure you have clear purpose in study plan when you write the study plan. And then the GPA or score from your high school is 30%. They will make sure you can continue to you can follow the education in Korea, but we can follow. There is not that many problem, because if you do the class in English, so you can also follow them. And then if the class in Korean, so you need to make sure your Korean ability is very good. And then there is personal statement and recommendation letter also. The recommendation letter, it's better come from your professor when you continue for master or doctorate. So it's good that the recommendation letter is from your thesis supervisor when you make the final project from your undergraduate degree, like that. Okay, and next, so tips to get the scholarship. You need to prepare your documents like 6 to 12 months or 3 months. I did it 3 months before the deadline. And then also pray, ask for your parents to get the best, and then support from your family, and be confident. Everyone can get this scholarship, everyone can get this opportunity. And then maximize your competence. So if you have high GPA, use it for get the scholarship. Or if you have language certification and then it's high, so make sure you use it to the exact major that you want to register. And then during make your documents or motivation letter, you need to practice more about study plan and personal letter. There is many example in internet you can follow, and then change some details that mix with you. And then the last one is join the community, because you can support each other and then share the information, or rechecking your documents maybe to your partner to check if there is some missing or not from your documents in writing, or something like that. Okay, thank you for your listening and time from my explanation. Okay, so maybe this time is for Q&A. I hope you get more insight from my explanation. And this is the Q&A time. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dimas, for the great presentation. And now we already have more insights towards research assistant scholarship. Yeah. Okay. So like he said, if you feel like you are not really doing well in class, or you just don't like to go to classes, this might be a good alternative for you guys. Okay. So we already have several people raising their hands to ask questions. So Miss Aulia Fitriani, you may ask a question.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Ms. Dara. Hello, Mr. Dimas. My name is Aulia and I'm from Indonesia. I would like to ask, you have mentioned that there is a research assistant scholarship, right? So I would like to ask about this. Why most of research assistant scholarship or professor scholarship prefer to over doctorate degree program or integrated master degree program than master degree only?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Aulia, for your nice question. Yeah, this is many people want to ask also when I explain about the professor scholarship. So yeah, so we need to see what's the purpose of the professor scholarship. So actually, from the government, they want to have paper and then patent or finished project. When you do for 2 years for master program, it's almost you just learning. You will not have some output for that project. It's why professor want you to stay more. Even when you finish 2 years of your master program, some of them can be more, like 2.5 or 3 years, like that, because they need output from your work. Yeah, that's what I know, because some of my friends also finish more than 2 years, or some of them just 2 years, and then push the professor, please just make me like graduate or something like that. I finish this one and then finish that one, and then their paper can be published after they finish master degree. So it's like 2.5 months or 1 semester after they finish the master degree. That's why many of professor want to you do until your PhD. So my suggestion is, if you already have master degree, don't take this kind of scholarship. Like, you need to find the lab that the laboratory that can can start from PhD degree, PhD program, I mean. So it's for not wasting your time of your life like that. Yeah, that's the reason of why professor want to you finish until PhD or continue until PhD. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your explanation, Mr. Dimas.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you for your question and the answer, Mr. Dimas. Now, Ms. Khairani Devi, please ask your question.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity and thank you for your sharing tonight. My name is Rani from Indonesia. I would like to ask about requirement scholarship for master degree. My question is it mandatory to have a work experience before we apply for scholarships? And the second question is, before you said that it is possible to take part-time job during our master degree, is it not contrary to our visa if we take a part-time job? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question, Rani. The requirements, you have job or not before. Sorry, wait, I need to drink my water. Okay, thank you. It's not mandatory to have experience working experience before you apply for the scholarship. Some of maybe some of program like MBA program, you need to have working experience, but almost of them you don't need. You can just apply for the scholarship after you finish your undergraduate degree, your bachelor degree. Because I also do like that. I did I submit my registration for my master and PhD program after I just finish, like I have the graduation on Saturday, and then the next Monday I go to Korea. I was coming to Korea for continue my education like that. So there is not that mandatory to have working experience. And then for the part-time job, the part-time job have some regulation in Korea. So legally, you need to get permission from the immigration office of each city where you live. So as I did here, I have some part-time job, but it's online. I mean, I don't need to go anywhere. Just doing some SNS, social media management, or posting something. So I got permission from the immigration. That's like a sticker on your passport. There is a sticker for that one that explain that you are get permission from the Korea government to do part-time job. But if you do part-time job in a restaurant or something like that, the owner of the restaurant or owner of the company don't know how to do that kind of process, and then you can just do it. And many of them also do like that, but it's not. I don't suggest to do like that. Yeah, at least you need to have the immigration permission. And when you don't have responsibility working in lab, or you are in science or engineering major, so you can do it. You have many time. You just have class, and then finish class, you can do something. And then you can find money outside of the school, or be a professor assistant like that in your department. It's also possible, but the money is not that much, as I know. Maximum 500,000 won per month. So yeah, if you got some job outside, you can do. And then many of the job here you can just apply online in an apps. So yeah, I think that's okay, as long as your score, your GPA is not under 2.5 or 2 point something, or even 1 point something, because you will have problem with the immigration when you want to extend your visa, because they think that you come to Korea is for working, not for studying, like that. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your explanation. Hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome.
All right, thank you for your question. Now, a question from Ms. Angelica Ardi, please.
Okay, thank you for the explanation, Mr. Dimas. My name is Angelica Ardi from Indonesia. So my question is your master degree program in line with the undergraduate you are taking before? And then the second one is there a community on campus that you join during the master's degree? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Angelica, for the question. Yeah, I continue my master and PhD degree here is similar with my bachelor degree. So yeah, it's just continue what I learned on my undergraduate degree. But if you want to change your major during your master, during this graduate program, it's also possible. even you finish your master and then continue PhD and then it's different major, but as long as you can understand what you want to do for the research, because PhD basically do research, yeah, you can just do it and then make sure the professor believe you and then can do what they want to do. Yeah, as long as you are a student here, even it's master or PhD student, we are learning, right? So yeah, we need to learn new things again. Even for me, it's just similar, just same kind of major when I do from my undergraduate to PhD. I learn new things also, but still in the same subject. Okay, and then yeah, I joined some community in my university or whole Korea. Like there is Indonesian Student Association in each country. If you go to other country, also they have the Indonesian Student Association. It's at least you get new friends and then new connection, and then yeah, if you go to if you travel to another city in Korea, you can meet them and then stay in their house. It's yeah, for fun. Yeah, at least you need to join the community to make your life here is not that lonely, because this is developed country. Everyone get busy of their life. So if you meet your same country friends, they're gonna be helpful for you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dimas.
Okay, thank you, Miss Angelica, for your question. Now, Miss Tiara Dewi, please ask your question.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Dimas, for the presentation. So I'm curious for your point of view, how about the scholarship opportunity for a major like art and culture? Because every time I join like the webinar or something like Korean scholarship, things like that, most of all they got a scholarship for engineering and science major. So I'm just curious, and maybe is there any of your friends that receive scholarship in arts and culture major? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tiara. Yeah, I have a friend from Brazil, and then she took master degree. She's taking master degree in photography. It's from K Arts University or something like that. I don't know, in Seoul. And then yeah, it's similar like KGSP scholarship, but it's specific in arts. And then yeah, culture or something. You can check Study in Korea website. I think there is some information about that one. So you can learn like design or photography or yeah, many things, but specific in arts. Or if you just cannot find that information, I think you need to register for KGSP scholarship, like common program. It's also possible. Yeah, that kind of scholarship is safe for you. Like the money is enough. Like yeah, you will get that money. Not like professor scholarship. Sometimes it got late to receive the scholarship for a professor scholarship, but this one you get from the government. So so it's strict. In this date you will get. If not, you can protest for that one. Why I cannot get this money in this date? Yeah, you can find K Arts or something scholarship for your major, because Korea is very common with the arts and the culture or music. So they also have the scholarship for this one. So don't worry, every major has their own scholarship, and then yeah, you get the same opportunity with others. Yeah,
Thank you
because
so much
yep.
for the answers, Mr. Dimas.
Okay, you are welcome.
Okay, thank you for your question. Now we still have several questions. Okay, Miss Maria, please answer your question.
Okay, thank you for the change. My name is Maria. I'm from Indonesia, and thank you, Mr. Dimas, for the presentation. I want to ask two questions. My first question is for the research scholarship. What the first step that like we must do to apply for this scholarship? Because is there any like official website? Because like GKS, I think we could read all the guidelines in the study in Korea. Is there any like official guideline for the research scholarship, or we should like directly contact the professor for it? And the second question is, I'm just curious about, like you said before, that the output for the research from in Korea, there are papers and also what papers and the other one, and is there any like practical transform from the research in Korea, such as like maybe the research will be transformed into like policy or such as thing like that? Yeah, based on your experience. That's my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Maria, for the question. Yeah, some of my friends also ask this kind of question. How can I know this professor is open for the student to continue the degree? There is a website or Facebook from Indonesia Student Association. The name is Perpika. Maybe you can find there. Yeah, many of the vacancy for the students is come from there. And then if you have some senior that continue study in Korea, you can ask them which lab or which major is opening for the program, because I got this information from my senior also, who did the PhD in this lab, and then yeah, he recommend me to continue here, and then the professor just say okay, then I can just come here like that. Or you can send email one by one like that to yeah, to the professor. You can get the information, the email from the website of each university, each department. They put the email there, but it's very tricky because some of professor, I also did this one, but in another country, in Japan at that time, the professor just reject me because he will retire soon. So, and then some of them, they don't have project. That's why it's very important to us, a student there in Korea, you need to specify what's major you want like that. And then we can give you some information like in a poster. Some students in Korea, Indonesian student, they just share in a group of our WhatsApp or Telegram group, share about their opening program in their lab. So yeah, it's better to ask the student that still doing the study here. And then yeah, after that you can ask them. And then one more tips, it's better to continue your major or program. If you will go in a lab, make sure there is Indonesian student also there, because if you are the only student from your country, it's yeah, maybe you will feel like I work very hard and then no one teach me. Yeah, it's something will make your life maybe difficult here. So if they have your Indonesian student there, it's very helpful. Okay. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Miss Maria for your question. Now, Miss Intan, please ask your question.
Okay, thank you, Kadina, for your presentation before. For this topic, I'd like to ask about, did you know that if we are take a master degree, we have for the completion, we have to do the thesis, or we just can do like internship, because some of the university, not in Korea, they can choose for the completion for the master. They can choose for do the thesis, or they can choose like an internship. And then the second one, how to find an expert or professor that fits with our major for the master degree. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, Intan, thank you for the question. Yeah, for the first question, some of the program like MBA program, they don't need to do thesis for graduation, so just need to do internship for a month or 3 months during your degree, during your program. As I know, that's from the MBA program. I don't know from other major, because my friend who is doing MBA program in my campus, she don't need to do thesis program, thesis activity, thesis research. So just need to do internship, and then from the internship maybe need to make a report. So yeah, it's maybe shorter than making thesis. That's what I know as my experience living here, just from that MBA program. And then for the second question, oh sorry, what's that? The second question?
How we can find an expert or professor that fits with our major.
Okay, yeah. Okay, the first thing you can do, search in the university website, and then you get the name of the professor. You can search in Google, just randomly search. If you got the Google Scholar website, it's like Facebook for the academia people. So they will upload there the information of paper that they publish. So you can check there what they are doing in the recent years, what kind of title or topic they do in Google Scholar or ResearchGate. You can find them there. So yeah, you can think that this is match or not for my thesis plan or study plan. That's first thing that you need to do. Or if the professor has own website, you can see also what they already do for research in the university. So yeah, find the ResearchGate or Google Scholar of the professor. You can see exactly what they are doing.
One more question, may I? Yeah, Kak. How about that major? How to find that the major that we will choose is we have to do the thesis or we have to do the internship? Is there any information on the university website, Kak, for the course that we will get?
Yeah, some of them give information in the website, but if you want to make sure they do thesis or not, or just internship, you can ask the international office email. Ask them this major need to do thesis or not, because in Korea, thesis is not a credit. So when you do your thesis, it's not include to your GPA. So just like you're outside of that, even you have very good research, very good thesis, it's not included in your credits and make your GPA higher. It's not like the bachelor program that we did in Indonesia. Yeah, you can just ask directly to the international office. They must know what's the detail of the program in each department, because they can call the department office and then ask more. Is it right that this department don't need thesis, just do internship? They can help you very fast respond for that one.
Yeah, totally clear. Thank you so much, Kak Dimas.
All right, thank you, Ms. Intan, for your question. Now, I think this would be our last question. Ms. Anissa, please ask your question.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I want to ask, Mr. Dimas said before that even though we have a different major, for example, I graduate from the IT engineering department, and I have a plan to get my master degree as I want to take the psychology major for my master degree. Is that possible? And the second one is, could you please give me tips about how to make sure the university want to accept engineering student to be their psychology student? That's all. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you, Anissa, for the question. Yeah, some of the students that I contact, they want to change the major to business management or yeah, this kind of things, social science. You just need to make sure your study plan is how can I say, like you have clear motivation or purpose from that one, and then you need to maybe a little bit connecting from your bachelor background. If you do IT and then you want to do psychology major, it's like, as I know, because IT maybe if you study machine learning, some of psychology major, they need to do some machine learning to analyze the result like that. So yeah, you can like little bit like just connecting that one in your study plan. If you don't do that during your master degree, that's okay. Just write what you think that it can pass your registration, your scholarship. So yeah, you need to connect some background, how to do this master program knowledge, connect with your bachelor undergraduate program. So basically, because study plan make everything can be passed or not when you do the scholarship submission. Yeah, my tips is like that. And then for the second question, sorry, what's the second question?
Can you give me tips about how to make sure the university want to accept me? Can I say my background first? Actually, my the last project that I have for my undergraduate program is, it's called I made a machine learning application which can predict someone behavior through the shape of the handwriting. It's included in the psychology, but actually I ever submit the GKS scholarship, and in the study plan I tell everything about my last project, but it doesn't pass that time. So can you please give me a tips? Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you still have so many times and then yeah, opportunity to register again. Maybe the university has many students want to register. You can change the other university that it's also good in your major that you want. Yeah, that's one. The study plan you already made is you need to revise some, and then find the maybe second grade university, not like the first ranking. It can be also possible because as long as I know, in Korea the education system is similar from all the area, so you have same opportunity to get more knowledge, not only in the first ranking of university. Yeah, try to get more insight from other university, and then find a good professor maybe if the university not that good, because professor also can make your knowledge during your study is much better than the university one. For example, SNU, Seoul National University, if the professor is not guide you well, so you also don't get the knowledge that much like that. Yeah, maybe professor is the first thing you need to consider when you register for the second or third ranking university. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Anissa, for your question. And that wraps up our Q&A session for today. Okay, so this has been quite a long session and very, very informative session because we already know all about scholarship, from the documents, from the types of scholarship, and the experience as a scholarship student from both Mr. Godi and Mr. Dimas. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Dimas. And we would like to give you a certificate of appreciation as for being our speaker for tonight's session. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Dimas.
Thank you, everyone. Hope
Okay,
you...
but don't leave the Zoom yet because we want to have a photo session with you. Okay. Okay, everyone. I know you guys maybe are tired, but please show your smiley face and please don't frown. You just smile, show the world that you're happy so we can end this night with a good smile on our faces, okay? So if your camera is still turned off, please turn it on so we can take our photo together. All right. Okay, I think we can start. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you so much once again, Mr. Dimas, and thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Good luck for everyone, and then hope I can see you soon in Korea.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can follow his steps, guys. Okay. Okay, guys, as usual, before we truly end this night, I would like to, can anyone guess?
Yes.
What is it that I'm going to
The
do?
tagline.
Yes, the
Tagline.
tagline. All right. So as usual, when I say Leaders Week 2021, you say we are the leaders. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
We.
Okay. Hope anybody didn't screenshot that when I was. Okay. Leaders Week 2021.
We
are
the leaders.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Dimas. 감사합니다.
Thank you, everyone.
Good luck with your task, guys.
ขอบคุณครับ